Welcome to Sharp TV. Okay. The dust has settled from yesterday's 237th Merseyside derby. Let's just point out that they were robbed, and I'm glad, because how many times have they robbed us over the years and they got away with it, so fuck them, I don't care. So yeah, entertaining game. Probably the best Merseyside derby I've seen in a long time. Anticipated derby, both teams going at it. I thought the international break didn't do us justice. We struggled a bit, players looked tired. But we stuck in there. The important thing is we stayed in the game. You know, looked at a point where Liverpool could run away with it. But we stayed in the game and we kept battling. So yeah, from that point of view, great. We didn't play well, but if you cannot play well and get a result against the champions, then you know it's positive things. So we go straight into my players' ratings. Jordan Pickford. That's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because he pulls off two worlders. But again. I mean, that disallowed goal was a goal, and he should do better with it. That loses the game. Fortunately for us, it didn't. It was a VAR. I love our VAR supporting everything all of a sudden. It must be the Carlo effect. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to give him a 6. Because he pulled off two great saves. But again, I don't feel comfortable with him. Moving on to right back, Coleman went off with an injury. I think he could have done better with their opening goal. Robertson gets around him quite easily to pull it back. So yeah, I'll give him a 6. Michael Keane, I'll give him an 8.5. No, I'll give him an 8.5. I thought he was fantastic again. I don't know if it's a crowd not being there, but I tell you, this guy is growing in stature. He looks like a leader. Great header. He's scoring goals as well. It's a great header. It's a great header to level it up. You know, he stuck to his task well. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.5. I thought he was poor today. I thought it was his worst game that he's had in an Everton shirt, to be honest. You do not flick the ball out like the way he did for Salah goals. Salah is going to finish them all day. He's going to finish any professional footballer will eat that up on the plate. You just don't do that. It was poor. His decision making was poor. He was poor today. So I'm giving him a 4. Luca Dean, I give him an 8. Absolutely great cross for the goal, for the equaliser with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, he's growing from strength to strength every week, isn't he, Luca Dean? I mean, we've seen it in the first season. What he could do. You know, had a bit of a dodgy season last year, you know. But I tell you, he's come on this season, and he's looking like a really, really, really top class player, a top class left back, and we're just lucky to have him. So yeah, moving on to midfield, Decore, not one of his best games. Struggled a bit, I think. Struggled with Thiago. Yeah, struggled to get a grip of him. So I'm going to give him a 5. Alan struggled first half, but got a grip of it in second half. So I'll give him an 8 because I give him an 8. I was going to give him a 7, but I don't want to mark him down. I'm going to mark him up because he showed character, and to have a first half like he did, where he really struggled, but to come out and have a second half like he did was brilliant. So I'm going to give him an 8. Amez again looked like he was struggling from the international break. But the thing with him, I mean, you just got to keep him on there, haven't you? Because in the second half, he just grew into it again, didn't he? And it was him that put the ball over to Dean to cross it for Dom. Do you know what I mean? And he's got that in his locker all the time. He's got that in his locker all the time, no matter how well he's playing. If he can't pick them pockets of space up, he's doing something else. So I'm going to give him an 8.5. I'm going to give him an 8.5, just on his second half performance alone. Gomez, awful. Absolutely dreadful today. Dreadful. Not a pass went right. His tackles, it just looked well off it. And this is a guy who's not even been out on international duty. And it worries me. It really worries me, because we bought Gomez in and he looked like a Rolls Royce of a player. But all of a sudden, he's looking like he could be our weakest link. Bar Pickford, of course. But, you know, players have got to be knocking on that door now and thinking, you know what, his place is up for grabs. So, you know, I'm going to give him a 3. I thought he was terrible. I really thought he was terrible. Richarlison, fucking hell. What a silly tackle. He doesn't need to make that tackle there. He doesn't need to make that tackle there. It's in no man's land. It's in the centre of the park. It's an awful challenge. It is a red. It's a red card. And the thing is with that, if you're going to get a red card, then make it mean something. Do you know what I mean? If he's one-on-one with goalman, pull him back. I don't care. But if you're doing that in the centre, now you've got a 3-game ban. He's got a 3-game ban now, and he's one of our best players. Do you know what I mean? He's one of our best players that we look to. Do you know what I mean? So he's got a 3-game ban now, and that is devastating, really, because you know, we haven't really got anybody who can do what he does. So for that reason, I'm giving him a 4. Just for that reason. Just not really thinking about the team, really. That's what it is. On to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Just keeps scoring, doesn't he? He just keeps scoring. He lived on quite a few scraps today. Do you know what I mean? But he kept going. And when he got his chance, he scored. And he scored in the Merseyside derby, which is a really, really good boost for him. It's a really good boost for him in the Merseyside derby, to score in the Merseyside derby. So I'm giving him a 9. I thought he was my man of the match today. Some people might disagree. You might disagree. People might disagree. It's fine. I like to hear your views, your comments, and what you think of that. But I'll give him a 9 because he kept going, and he scored the equaliser. He scored a brilliant equaliser, and it's typical number 9, isn't he? He's a typical number 9, and like he's wearing that number 9 Everton shirt, and he's taking it. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 9. Onto the subs. Siggy didn't really do anything when he came on. I'll give him a 6. Iwobi, great bit of skill, changed the game a little bit, give us that other dimension. So hopefully, do you know what I mean? It's a chance for Iwobi now. It's a chance for Iwobi to step up, because Richarlison's out for 3 games, and to take this by the scruff of his neck. And he offered us something different today. He offers something different. So there is a player in there. There's a player in there. So I'm going to give Iwobi an 8 today. I'm going to give Carlo Ancelotti an 8. I thought he did reasonably well with his tactics. Liverpool. Come on, let's be honest. Liverpool are a really good team. They're gonna have a lot of the ball. They're gonna have a lot of the ball. You know, they cut us open at times, but we kept going on. Do you know what I mean? And Ancelotti had his tactics right. He knew what he was doing. So I'm gonna give him an 8. But on the overall of it all, yeah, it's a good point. I know we wanted to beat them. I know we wanted to beat them. I know the run goes longer on. I know it goes into December now. But listen. listen, they're a very good team. They're a very good team, and they are champions. And Everton didn't play well today. They didn't play well at all, but we still come out of a point. So the positive is that we didn't play well, but we still come out of a point. Now we've got an extra week of training now. Extra week of training where players can digest, refuel. Extra week of training. And then we go away against Southampton. Now I think with this Everton team, right, I think this is something's going on here. I really do. Because we're all disappointed that we didn't beat Liverpool. Oh, everyone's saying it's our best chance. It's not our best chance. Not our best chance. They're a really good footballing team. They are. That's all you can say about it. But we stayed in the game. We stayed in the game. Do you know what I mean? Just to stay in the game. Everton would have done that a year ago. They wouldn't have done that a year ago. They wouldn't have stayed in that game. That game would have been lost. They'd been lost by half time. It'd have been lost. We stayed in the game. We stuck at it. And even with players not playing well, even with Coleman going off to an injury, and Ben Godfrey. I'm giving him an 8.5. I thought he was magnificent when he came on. He slotted into there, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? He come on, looked a bit nervous, but after that, after he got his bearings, brilliant. So I'm giving him an 8.5. But going back, yeah, I think we can be positive about that game. I really do. So So on to Southampton next, and this is Sharp TV, and this is going to be a theme from now on. Sharp TV. So I want to stress that we can do anything on this channel. Anything. We can talk about anything. I want people to come around, talk about stuff, talk about football. We can talk about anything. Anything you want, because it's Sharp TV. It's open to anything. Predominantly, I'm talking about football today, but maybe tomorrow we can talk about something else. But I've just been to my son's game and watched him play football. Day 142. So it's been a good weekend. It's been a good weekend. I'm happy with Everton. We're still top of the league while I'm recording this video. So yeah. Happy weekend, Blues. Spirit of the Blues. Yeah. Sharp TV.